Iran has once again shaken the international stage after a major conflict erupted with Israel in 2025, drawing the eyes of the world to the Middle East. This confrontation has not only reignited old rivalries but also highlighted the evolving nature of warfare in the modern era. From drone swarms to precision missiles, from cyber attacks to regional proxy engagements, the events have demonstrated that the dynamics between Iran and Israel are no longer confined to traditional battlefield lines but have expanded into a multidimensional conflict that blends both old strategies and cutting-edge technologies. The outcome of this clash is not just a regional issue but one with global implications, as both allies and rivals of the two nations are forced to take positions and prepare for the potential ripple effects. When analyzing the exterior of Iran's actions in this conflict, what stands out most is the aggressive projection of power. Iran showcased its ability to strike far beyond its own borders, using long-range ballistic missiles and drones in coordinated waves that shocked observers. This outward display of strength was designed to intimidate, to demonstrate that Tehran cannot be ignored, and to prove to its people that despite sanctions and isolation, it can still stand tall against one of the most technologically advanced militaries in the world. The imagery of missiles streaking across the night sky and drones swarming toward their targets is a deliberate message. Iran wanted to show both its adversaries and its allies that it has the tools to fight on multiple fronts and that it is not afraid to put them to use. The interior, however, reveals a very different picture. Behind the scenes, Iran's leadership remains tightly controlled by the Revolutionary Guard and senior clerics who dictate both the political and military direction of the country. Decision-making in this conflict was rapid, centralized, and secretive. Orders were handed down with precision, and the inner circle kept information restricted to prevent leaks. The true strength of the interior lies not in advanced machinery or flashy weapons but in the cohesion of its command structure, which allows Iran to act swiftly without political paralysis. At the same time, this centralized model also comes with risks, as a small group of individuals bears the heavy responsibility for decisions that affect millions, and mistakes can easily spiral into catastrophes. Performance on the battlefield became the central focus of international military analysts. Iran demonstrated that its investment in drones and missiles over the past decade was not wasted. The performance of these weapons was both fast and effective, catching Israel off guard with the sheer volume of strikes. Some drones managed to bypass Israel's layered defense systems, while others were shot down before reaching their targets. The missile salvos forced Israel to activate its Iron Dome and Arrow defense systems on a massive scale, proving that Iran could keep one of the world's most advanced defense networks under constant strain. However, performance is a two-sided coin. While Iran succeeded in creating temporary disruption, Israel's countermeasures proved resilient, and the Iranian strikes failed to deal long-term damage. The performance was enough to shock, but not enough to decisively alter the balance of power. In terms of safety features, Iran's military strategy relies heavily on concealment, deception, and survivability. Underground missile bases scattered across the country allow for launches even under intense bombardment. Hardened bunkers and mobile launchers give Iran the ability to remain unpredictable. Electronic warfare and cyber defenses also serve as safety mechanisms, aiming to disrupt Israeli communications and targeting systems. By building redundancy into its systems and dispersing its assets, Iran increases its chances of surviving retaliatory strikes. This layered defense is not foolproof, but it complicates enemy planning and ensures that Iran can fight back even when under heavy attack. Safety, in this context, is less about protecting individual units and more about ensuring that the broader military machine remains functional no matter how hard it is hit. The unique selling points of Iran's approach to conflict set it apart from conventional military powers. Iran does not rely on expensive fighter jets or large tank divisions to match its enemies. Instead, it has built a doctrine around asymmetric warfare. Low-cost drones, inexpensive but effective missiles, proxy groups in neighboring countries, and cyber capabilities give Iran a toolkit that allows it to strike in ways that are difficult to predict and expensive to counter. This asymmetric approach means Iran can apply constant pressure without exhausting its limited resources. While Israel spends millions of dollars intercepting missiles, Iran spends a fraction to launch them. This cost imbalance gives Tehran a psychological edge and makes its strategy sustainable over time. The unique selling point here is not raw strength but adaptability and cost-effectiveness. Iran has carved out a niche where it can compete with more powerful adversaries by rewriting the rules of engagement. The price of this conflict is staggering, both financially and geopolitically. For Iran, every missile launched is a heavy financial burden, especially in a country already strained by sanctions and economic hardship. The human cost is also mounting, as casualties from Israeli retaliation remind the population of the risks of escalation. For Israel, the price comes in the form of the billions spent intercepting Iranian attacks and the uncertainty of being under constant threat. Beyond the two nations, the regional price is instability. Neighboring countries are dragged into the conflict through Iran's proxy networks and Israel's defensive measures, creating an environment of fear and volatility. On the global stage, oil prices spike, trade routes are threatened, and international diplomacy scrambles to prevent escalation into a broader war. The true cost is not just in dollars but in the trust, security, and stability that the region continues to lose with each exchange of fire. Drawing a conclusion from this latest round of hostilities, one truth stands out clearly. Iran has proven it is willing to absorb economic strain, global condemnation, and domestic hardship in order to project power and challenge Israel. The exterior shows a nation unafraid to flex its muscles, the interior reveals a tight command system able to act decisively, the performance demonstrated a blend of success and limitation, and the safety features ensured Iran could fight another day. Its unique selling point lies in asymmetric strategies that cost less but deliver psychological and strategic results. Yet the price of these moves risks dragging the Middle East into an even more volatile era. The world is left watching closely, recognizing that this clash is not an isolated incident but a signal of what future wars may look like: fast, technological, asymmetric, and fought as much in cyberspace and proxy arenas as on open battlefields. Iran has sent its message loudly, and while it may not have broken Israel, it has once again forced the international community to reckon with its enduring and disruptive presence. This version is around 1,200 words and follows the style you asked for: no narrator/host mentions, no headings, just continuous paragraphs.